a fun fact for all you out there. It's the best kind of smoothie. All right, we gotta stop talking about food and bananas and peanut butter. We're live
we could still
into
talk
the game.
about banana, because there is a banana on this map still. That's what they're calling the area where Flit... Well, sort of. Flit and Zordy are going through it now. Some people still calling that bananas. But we're going to watch Perfecto go bonkers as he's... Oh, I thought he was just going to commit to ramp that USB. Instead, though, it is over toward the cave position that our first exchange comes through. In fact, shot out from Jaguar. That's not surprising. We know the CTs are trying to shut down Ts in this position relentlessly, and the mid-possession, if you will, and timings favor the CTs considerably. They can also come out mid a lot faster, but they meet in that position time and time again, and it really becomes about how the Ts want to take back map control with utility early. But then, we talked about it, Jason, you need utility for the A site, and they're just going to walk out on it this time.
Yeah, and Navi's fine to play a retake on this. Simple is holding on to Donut very well. Bomb's getting planted. He's going to pounce. It's going to go down, but he's got the kill afterwards. Jerry finds one on the flank and middle, so they know that there's only one player actually in this A bomb site. Not sure where. Simple turns. It's a little bit too late. That communication. Ooh, Boomich has actually ran out of bullets. This is so weird. Flip can actually win this round, but not anymore. He's done. And Boomich is just distracting. And the knives are out. They're going for it. Jerry is going to get shanked. And the defuse is going to come in for sure.
Yeah, I like that Boomich backed away from that as much as he could because he knew he had the HP disadvantage in that. But you're right, Boomich runs out of all of his bullets at a pistol round. That's how furious he was at firing his gun. But yeah, we do get 1-0 Na'Vi.
He had the CZ, and I'm actually kind of amazed that he controlled that fight with his knife out the way he did. So Jerry probably feels a little bit silly. It's all good. It's all good.
I love how no one ran down toward that totem position to even support him. Like, Boomich is probably like, someone come kill this guy, please.
You know, Jerry actually came back with the Glock and got like 1 to 2 shots at the diffuser, which could have been, you know, really spicy if you've been able to pick up a USP. If like Boomich had a USP and he'd gotten a 1-bullet headshot on the diffuser. A lot of ifs there. But there is, there is a universe in the multiverse in which that happens.
Well, back behind the square, it's stairs. See the positioning of Perfecto and Boomich again as well toward cave at this point. Not going all the way through into Jaguar, but they are going to have good positional awareness from what's going on at B, at least in the fact that there's no early aggression. There is going to be some because they're all walking that direction now from the Forze side. Again, there's that one pillar for coverage, and that's it to try and get the bomb plant down. So Boomich, if he can control this cave position, could deter the whole round on his own. And that's why he's using the MP9 up close, because he's got 2 close angles to play off of, whereas then Perfecto and Electronic cover off the perimeters with these FAMASs with that little bit more range.
Well, I feel like Na'Vi have an idea that this is eventually going to head down to this ramp. They've rotated Electronic over. Simple's going to be there quickly as well, but oh, Lord. Oh, boy, the Deagles. The Deagles are magnificent entering into the bomb site.
Are they ever? Tech 9 as well from Jerry. That was incredible. The FAMASs never even got to shoot. The late take on Cave and Forze. Again, we talked about it yesterday. They went BBB all the time. Well, they do it again now and clear out their way through. That is guns recovered. And a round lost 1-1. Na'Vi cannot convert.
They apparently love this bomb site and love those fights. But I don't know. I feel bad for Na'Vi. They even had the rotation. They did pretty good with the utility. But what are you supposed to do when Forze swings up after the fact and just hits a one-bullet headshots on everyone?
Yeah, there's not really much you're going to get away with on that. That's 2 DV shots. Stupendous. And then Simple thought he could be a hero, tried to come back out, but he's just overwhelmed by everyone at that point. I would get used to this. I would say B is going to be very, very hot this entire first half.
Yeah, I mean, having watched them yesterday, you know, that's a pretty easy conclusion to come to. Question will be like, is Na'Vi, do they have a plan for how they want to maybe cheat someone over, for how they want to keep track of that, how they want to put a stop to it? We'll find out in the next round of Ancients.
So Electronic smoked off top middle. Boomich again getting aggressive, but it's Bit that's trying to hold off A main and get a little more information. If they can comfortably leave him there. Simple's going to rotate back around to Totem side, which means, as we saw yesterday in the Gambit game, you could certainly use that even in a post-plant or during the plant, the execution stage, because that A bomb site is so far forward that it's right in front of all of those connection points. Nice nade. Just gonna take it down to 58. Here still gets Deagle, looks for a second, but the trade's there because Perfecto slides out. Meanwhile, Bit did go down with Zorde, so that means they've opened up A. But Simple, this is exactly it. He was in a good position to rotate mid, but he could also use Totem to go backwards and try and deter the A position. Again, that bomb site is just so open. It's so far forward that every single angle opens up to the planter, and we see the shot come through. And it's Almazer that responds before the bomb will finally get planted, and that's because they get an AK-47 in Flit's hands now. He backs away, but also they get Almazer forward inside of the ruins to hold off the CTs.
If they're gonna, yep, here comes the flashbang. They are gonna go for it. Perfecto with that M4, looking for something, looking for anything. Nade is out. Oh, good headshot with the smoke of the grenade. Now they just have one defined. It's Flit. And the main entrance, he peeks out. Oh, Perfecto was jumping, but he lands just in time. I think he's got the defuse. I think he's got plenty of time for it.
I almost think that the jump saves his life, because that would have been a headshot lineup, and instead he gets tagged in the body. It would have been close, but that's awkward, and still they get away with it. Yeah, that A site is just ridiculously hard. I mean, so much chaos inside of it, and you're right. As soon as the Molotov went down, that brilliant shot from Perfecto to the back of the site just absolutely clears out Almazer. So good recovery from Na'Vi. No one's won back-to-back rounds yet. Is Miller going to try and go aggressive? No, they're going to leave A main open this time. So they actually want to put more pressure in mid. So they have Simple, who's smoked off top mid. The T's continuing to put a red smoke out so that they can't cover from the stairs. That also gives them a bit more access toward the cat position, getting up through Tetris. But it's A. They need a smoke to cover up. Again, Simple. Those lineups, so good. The AUG all the way through from seats to the site cleanly. And again, he wraps back around because now he's able to control from ruins. And bomb goes down. You have to cover the perimeter of the site. You have to put smokes down to get into A. Yeah, there's no rushing. There's no bypassing the angles and planting in the corner. That's not where the plant position is. I do think that's something that could be reviewed.
Well, I mean, review away, but 4 is pretty sloppy with utility. They had the smokes to put down in those choke points. I think they wanted to get the attack in before the utility gave away the game, but gave Simple a double kill. As you said, Ruins not smoked off in any way. The smoke for the CT choke point, for the CT spawn hallway, not smoked off until it's way too late. Simple just has a field day. Nothing to harass or make him feel uncomfortable. So it's going to be 3-1, and the money should be mostly gone for 4s.
Oh, they're spooning.
They're what?
They're spooning. Look at them.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at GoTV. They were spooning.
Do you want to do that after the cast today?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, nice. Hang out, watch a movie.
Yeah. What movie you want to watch? What's on your list?
I don't really have. You recommended one earlier, I thought.
Top Gun?
We could do, yeah, I'm down. Let's just Top Gun again. I'm in.
Put our aviators on. Nice round from Simple. Yeah, I mean, those kills are just way too easy. Nothing in his face, nothing to make him nervous, nothing to make him uncomfortable. 6 and 3 for Simple. And mostly unarmored pistols for the side of 4s. They have the one AK-47 on Jerry that they saved. They went a lot towards B against Gambit the other day. To start this match out, it seems like they're leaning towards A bit more. Now, whether that is a plan to attack A to maybe kind of just switch things up so that Na'Vi can't read them or Na'Vi can't stop anything, or what, we can't be sure. And for whatever reason, 4s seem to feel uncomfortable with that A hit. I'm assuming Almazer on the other side of the map heard a lot of information because Boomich is pushed up, Perfecto and Electronic are pushed up. I think he probably knows that Na'Vi have the information that B is entirely clear.
They're going to go for the brawl. straight toward the Navi defense. Perfecto in the corner as soon as they emerge from the connection to ramp. Second, not successful, but now the crossfire comes into the play. Start off. That headshot angle is not as strong as you think, because it's just as visible from the other side. He's just this wants to plant the bomb, but he's going to run into Simple, trying to do so, and it's 4-1 for Navi.
Yeah, that was always going to be a slaughter. Walking through that door. Jerry actually had 2 flashbangs, so maybe just didn't have a lineup for any kind of effective flashbang. More than willing to see if they could just trade their way out. And they couldn't. The answer was no. This Boomich gets a triple kill. 4-1. Up in the hands of Simple. He passes an AK-47 over to a teammate.
Standing inside of Jaguar to try and clear it out. Boomich waiting inside of the hole at Cave. Just smoked it back. Tries to shoulder raid out Jerry, who once again with a Tech 9 is able to find the kill. And now Perfecto's forced to play under wood. Just locks him into that position, especially with the smokes down. Simple can't see it. They're going to go for the boost. They're going to rotate around. Electronics waiting. Flashed off. Perfecto does well to hold his position for just 1 kill, and Simple through the smoke is taken down by Zordy, and that means they can't boost it. Electronic might just walk it. He doesn't think that's the greatest idea. He's actually going to wait for Bit to arrive instead, but he still has stairs to cover. I think the shoulder shows Flit wanted to go a little further as he sees the head, and Flit now knows he's there. The Dave is going to be dead up. Kill on the flash, but that does allow them to follow up, and Zordy as well will get a kill. Forze go now 2 rounds to get to 4.
Electronic had to play that a little bit passive just because when they spammed through the smoke, I don't think they ever even saw or knew Simple was there. I think they fired through the smoke to try and catch Electronic on the fallback because he'd already gotten killed. So when Simple's the one who goes down, they realize there were 2 in that back halls. And Electronic just realized his position was way too compromised to try and make a play. 4-2 with a lucky kill on a Simple. That always helps. Timeout called by Forze, as they know it's important that they're able to string some rounds together. They know the money for Navi has got to be haggard and a little bit busted. And we'll see what they can come up with here. And that's more like the Forze we saw yesterday. Those patient kind of waiting out the smokes on the B ramp. And a pretty overwhelming hit as well.
So we'll see what the tactical timeout brings as we get back underway. It's going to be AKs, 5 of them. Against an AUG. From Bit, we saw Simple already use an AUG to great effect through that CT connector at A. So the AWP for Simple this time. And he'll hold way back at stair position to be able to see down ramp. It's interesting because Forze haven't gone A lot, but they are putting early aggression on it this game, and Bit can't hit the shots immediately. That's as simple. Now we're seeing that CT connector to play as well as Electronic moved off. Their utility this time, the nades will hold Bit back, and that allows them to get closer. Kenzie will go for the plants immediately as Flick gets up close as well on Ruins to cover off both angles effectively, because if they walk through, he's got a headshot position. Simple. Patience. Oh, doesn't get it. That's pretty insane that Zordy was able to duck with that much timing and precision as they beat up the first shot, but Flitt's angle's too strong. Crouch down, headshot only, and that's what he achieves. So this one's done. Simple even knows it. He's gone. He's running.
Yeah, he's going to dip. Boomich got picked off trying to rotate into a flank through mid. But Jerry was there, ready and waiting. So a 3rd round for Forze, this one at the A-bomb site. Still a 1-round lead for Navi, but they're desperately hanging on to the weapons they've got, and they're desperately going to try and find ways to fight in this next round. Boomich and Bit, I think they just have to save completely. They've got $2,400 round loss bonus. It's the simple go kill strategy this round, I think.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I think everyone watching is too, because when it works, it's usually one of the most exciting strategies in Counter-Strike. So deep CT smoke that they haven't thrown a lot, that might indicate that Electronic, well, someone, they won't know exactly who, is going to go down middle, try and get up from Tetris, they'll spawn it out, Boomich trying to use that information. We saw it. He's got a Zeus, guys. Zeus is still on Na'Vi, believe it or not, Jason.
No matter what. Zeus will always be with him. Ooh! No, he almost had it. I respect it. I respect it. That flashbang did not work on Electronic. Almazer might be walking into his death. Awkward angle. They're going to back off just before the peaks come in. But Forze know there was some mid-pressure and presence deep down, and they want to at least force it back. And it's really unfortunate. Simple has just rotated away from all of the contact. Makes Electronic all the more important here at Donut.
He's a super key spot. We saw Hobbit use this to effect this. They oftentimes walk by and don't check it. They're a little late this time, but they do. Kenzie gets in position. Electronic only able to get one. The man advantage with Forze, who are back on A. So this time today, they're slowing things down and actually getting a better feel for what's going on that side of the map. Good flash. That'll slow them a little bit as Simple has to hold the angle. And it's able to cross over, but Kenzie's up close. Simple go kill, has not killed a thing yet.
He hasn't even taken a shot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tie game here.
I'm actually kind of surprised he's staying this close with the AWP.
I'm surprised there's no one with that information now and pushing through the CT connector to cut him off at spawn, but they aren't going to do it, so they'll let him get away. He is going to slide out from the site. Oh, he's not. That's okay.
Yeah, really good find from Zorti. And you're right, as soon as they saw it, as soon as that first engagement occurred, someone did kind of wrap around the middle to try and cut him off. So maybe he was going to go down anyways. But yeah, interesting to see him stick around for those fights when he wouldn't have the AWP in the next round.
I don't even know why he repeaks on that shot. Like, just get out.
The way I'm looking at it now, okay, they are going to buy. I was wondering if maybe they're all sitting around like 4,400 if they do like a half buy and wait one more time, wait one more round, but that does seem kind of crazy, like you're giving up too much. So they're going to go for the Famas buy on 3 players, M4 on Simple and Perfecto.
Smoke on top of the flames by Jerry. He's gone, he burns. So he extinguishes one more gun, doesn't see the other one, and actually dies to it as Almazer smoked way back. He's outside of the doors at ramp. Perfecto is really locking out the map, which means they have to go A again. So watch for Bit behind the box. No smoke on him just yet. They've been covering off the extremities a little bit better this time, this game today, in terms of ruins, but Bit's forward enough that, oh, good nade, backboard. Lands right on top of him, 26 HP, but do they know Simple's here? That's difficult indeed. And, what he wants to do there, he wants to surprise them, but left himself in the open and vulnerable on the edge of it with 3 players firing back. He's easily obliterated. 2 HP for Perfecto, 19 for Electronic, and Boomich has to rotate over. Now, it's not much better on the other side, but Almazer finds the opening kill. He's going to follow that up to get Perfecto. So the 2 low HP players down. Boomich has more than the other 3. He's up against 5. So still a chance in this as he spray transfers 2. Bomb goes down, and now Boomich is in control. 35 seconds. Zorti, however, does have the AWP, so HP not as much of a factor if he's able to find the shot fast enough. And Boomich changes his angle. Zorti's going to grab bomb, and I imagine immediately go to the plant, but Boomich was close enough still to hear those 2 steps. He's going to confirm now bomb has gone down, and when he peeks out and realizes it's on the left of the site, he's naturally going to assume that he's gone that direction as well and start to hunt him down, but he's let him get too far away. At this point, he has to tap and bait. He has to tap and bait, but Zorti's close enough that may not even go that far because he'll be able to peek fast enough. And Boomich, there's the tap. Zorti wants to peek it. No, holds the angle. That is holding his nerve. Brilliantly played.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough clutch to win for Boomich. Yeah, he gets those 2 kills, but knowing he's up against the Alper as well, that's really, really hard to figure out how you want to attack that situation. Good round from Zorti. Yeah, blinded as well, naded, everything. Dude, it's really unfortunate. I thought Electronic and Bit actually did a pretty good job, all things considered, of holding off that hit initially. So much damage. 1 kill goes their way during that sequence, and the round is entirely different. They just couldn't find the completion on it. Tough times.
I love that Zordy knows he's the operator, which means Boomich is probably going to try and bait him out with the defuse and just holds his nerve. And Boomich goes right to him. That was really well done.
Yeah, that was already also a low HP on him as well, so probably just kind of called the bluff that early in the bomb timer as well. Yeah, this A-bomb site has been a weakness for Navi. And they've been playing it mostly very passive. One round, Simple had an AWP peeking in towards A main. Another round, they did push up with like an SMG and a Deagle, but outside of that, it's been mostly far back. It's been mostly like one player watching it, like Simple getting information and keeping track from Donut. We had Bit playing really far back at the triple boxes.
So bomb planted again on the A site. And just the pistols on the CT side, although, to be fair, there's head armor for Simple, there's body armor for Electronic. And they're not willing to commit too aggressively to these kills because there's no need to lose the guns. Kenzie has to be fully aware of the fact that Jaguar does have that little nook on the left side that can be in and he'll hold it. I think this is just going to hold everywhere. No one's going to peek out and show their head at this point.
They've had some success at B. They've had some success at A now. So, I mean, the whole map is kind of available to them in a sense that Navi's got to worry about everything. Double up setup. Bit with one, Simple with the other, and both will have their eyes in mid. Bit from Donut and Simple from the house. A red room. Red room.
All right, there's a Shining reference for you. Simple holding again down toward bottom mid from where you said murder. He's gonna have some company as well. Run, no, this push. Oh, he sees it and leaves. Good shot from Simple. They just revealed slightly too much.
Still a tough shot to hit. Fair play to Simple.
And it's gonna start it off well. I mean, that's two opening picks now. They're definitely back with weapons. Double op, we've talked about it as well. There's great potential on this map for it. Does make retakes very difficult because the T's can be quite aggressive, but A has so much angles that you can still utilize it. There's enough ground in between them. Electronic, this will be a decent nade. Will it? Is it going to go past the box? No, I don't think it went far enough. I think it actually just went shy, so did some damage to Almazer, but just tickled him really in all things considered. But Simple's going to do a little more than that. He's touched him rather than tickled him, and straight in the head at that.
Damage.
Straightforward at this point, I think, isn't it? A little bit late, just walking into the site.
Yeah, it kind of fizzled out. I mean, that's like probably the best way if you switch into a double op defense. That's kind of like the best outcome. Simple gets a kill with the op mid, and then someone from Forze had a pretty just standard contact swing peek at A main, and Bit's able to pick him off with ease because they don't realize it's a double op. So that's how they found out the double op was in play. Now what do they call against it?
It's going to be over toward A fast this time. Bomb waits reverse side wood and can listen inside of the site for any information as well if anyone's going to be popping up or pushing through from the cave. Simple holding again. Position holding up there back as it flows further into the site, finds one, gives him a double angle, and he makes good on both of them as he's standing inside the fire. He gets away, and Perfecto slow to react. Kenzie goes under him, sees the head, crouch and fires into an obvious position. Simple up close on the AWP has to be careful because Jerry not only gets him, it's Boomich that's behind that is then left vulnerable, but the second AWP is still in position. Not planted. Down goes Kenzie. Comes to push Jerry. Oh, he thought he'd be further away, but the no-scope not landing is able to get the headshot back, and we ensue into a one-on-one with Electronic and Jerry. Bomb down, and that slightly favors Electronic in this situation. Not least of which because rotating back to middle in this is quite far and obvious if you're going to go that direction, so you pretty much have to go head on. There's no alternative option, and he still makes it work. Electronic was sleeping.
That's unreal. That's a crazy peek from Jerry. Prepared for pretty much any angle. Immediate headshot. That's really tough. That was a really solid defense from Na'Vi. They got the 2 openings they wanted from Simple, and I mean from there you gotta feel like the round's won. They lose 2 battles to Jerry coming through smoke. First the one in Jaguar, that murder hole. As it fades, he comes through and finds Simple, and then obviously goes through the smoke into the back halls to find Bit behind the B bomb site. What a great round from Jerry. 4 kills in the round, really pulls it back into Forze's favor, and again gives them economic superiority. Simple's at 3,100. Perfecto's at 3,800. I don't even know if Na'Vi can buy to fight back. So this is a really, really difficult CT side for them so far. Forze now, I mean, we mentioned it. They're having success at both bomb sites. So Na'Vi's having a difficult time on both sides of the map.
Yeah, Forze looking quite composed today, I have to say, because they're utilizing the entire map. Well done that time. Especially by Jerry in that situation. Pull it back as Electronic goes toward middle. Again, that smoke-fested body block, you can't do anything about it. It's already in position. Now, he could do what Hobbit did. You can go down those stairs and just get in toward the totem connector, but the difference is that when Hobbit plays middle, they tend to leave 1 at B, kind of like Cash. Again, we make comparisons to Cash. Difference is if he goes there, now Bit becomes a bit redundant, and you've got quite a ways to go back to get toward the A site. So Na'Vi's not really sure of how to change things up and get that mid-control. They have been going through cave a lot to try and cut off the connection point, but this round, a lot of utility thrown. I think this might be an A split. Oh, this is brilliant. Simple. I was watching the minimap to see it transpire. He just walked around the alternative entry on A main. Behind him, Bit's going to save a totem, and he finds 2. A headshot on Kenzie. Bomb goes down. Simple's rotated back. But Zordy, oh my goodness gracious, reads that perfectly. Goes back out for more. No, Electronic's not going to peek it. Wants nothing to do with that fight, and the bomb gets recovered as a result.
Oh man, if you're Na'Vi, you cannot let what Bit just provided you go to waste. This is huge. But it's such a long time to have to be patient on the map at a disadvantage of weapons, and Boomich and Electronic both fall. Almazer and Zorti, they're just chilling. They're waiting for the reaction. Perfecto needs this kill. He's got it.
Shadow. I think a lot of players aren't aware of the shadows yet. He's got Zordi as well as he comes out low HP. Client-side Shadow's not in the game at this point is even, I would say, as pathetic as not having 128 tick matchmaking. It's really bad. And unfortunately, on a new map, players learn them on the other maps over time. They haven't learned them yet on this one.
Yeah, the Shadows players are very aware of on other maps, but this one, you're right. It's still a little bit new to be glued into everyone's brain at the moment. 7-6. Great round from Bit and Na'Vi. Even Perfecto with the clutch at the end. 3 players to start for Na'Vi at this B bomb site. Actually, I mean, Forze sent 4 people towards B right out of the gates and immediately called it off. Immediately switched things up. And then they're bringing a couple more right back. So the mini-map is just is a mess at the moment.
This is off and puts Perfecto out of position. I think he got... No, he didn't get tagged. I thought he got tagged on the way back while he was running to slow his motion, but he's okay. Boomich, Cubby. There's nowhere to go. He's got to be careful to get back around his boxes. And he just wants the different angle. He will slide all the way back to Jaguar. That smoke gives him good protection to do so. So that's a good exchange, good opener. 2 kills, lots of damage on Flit. Boomich isn't done there. Flit's going to be swinging out. Does get by. Boomich is content to just let him have that position because it's information at the very least. To Flit with 7 HP, trying to make this work, trying to get back into a better position. Folks down. They don't account for the crossfire, the double position of Perfecto, though, and Flit does still manage to get a kill, but he's left alone in this, Jason. And I think not long for this world.
Nah, shouldn't be long. Shouldn't be long at all. 7-7. Man, it'd be kind of a bummer if you're forced to have kind of the half that you did have such a good half and then just kind of drop it right towards the end, do an eco round and lose the final 3 to lose the advantage going into the second half. They'll be obviously fine either way with the scoreline.
Incendiary this time toward middle. Perfecto lining up toward the ramp. Gets 2. Did he get 1 from the grave? Yes, he did. He burned Kenzie alive, and it's the electronic that now does the rest as he dances all around the pillar. A bit like a pole for that dance, Jason, and it was just as attractive, if you ask me.
Yeah,
but
give that man his money.
8-7. Oh, I will.
8-7.
You could call him a doll in the Ukraine.
Yeah, you really could. 4 out of 5 rounds to close out the opening half for Na'Vi. A good little bounce back there. There was a lot of difficulty in that half. Forze rattled off 5 straight at one point. We'll see what Na'Vi's got prepared for their own T side.
And I do apologize because I said the Ukraine, and I know that they don't like that, and I don't know why everyone does. I think it's because it's a vowel, but it's just Ukraine. So, yes, he could be called a doll in Ukraine.
You can't say the Ukraine?
I've been corrected on it many times by locals, and it is weird because I don't know why I started doing that to begin with, but a lot of people apparently do.
Nice. Just fun little tidbit for you. That's a great thing to have in your mind if you're ever on Jeopardy.
I don't think that would even be a question on Jeopardy because that one's like, I don't know, that just doesn't seem smart enough, you know? Not advanced enough.
You'd be surprised.
I could probably do okay on Celebrity Jeopardy, but not on Real Jeopardy.
Actual Jeopardy?
Yeah, nah. Although I thought about, applying to replace Alex Trebek.
Yeah. Didn't go for it? You'd have a tough time with Lamar Burton up there.
It's true, but, at the same time, it would be fun, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers can do it.
Dude, that's got to be the greatest job in the world. Homeboy did that for like 40 years.
Yeah.
No dualies in Jaguar, but